Las lágrimas son quizás de un cotejo. Como muchas madres, bueno, estaba llorando.
Agentes del gobierno informaron a familiares que Aníbal estaba acusado de atentado con
Pido a compañeras que sean juiciosos, que no se dejen intimidar.
International. You are listening to our one-hour broadcast in English for listeners in North America, the West Coast, and Southeast Asia beamed on India. We can also be heard at www.rri.ro Channel 1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn and via satellite, Eutelsat 16A, on 11,512 MHz, vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. Symbol rate 29,950 megasymbols per second. Standard DVB as 2. Modulation 8 PSK. Audio PID 510. We wish you good reception conditions.
Hello, I'm your host Elena Enake, bringing you the news. First, the headlines. President Klaus Iohannis on Tuesday attended the EU Western Balkans Summit hosted by Albania's capital, Tirana. The 29th edition of the fair, organized by Radio Romania, opens on Wednesday in Bucharest. The European Commission has approved an approximately €75 million Romanian scheme to support farmers affected by the severe drought in 2021 and 2022. Grain and technical plant producers who lost more than 30% of their crops due to drought qualify for state aid. In case of total damage, they can receive approximately €305 per hectare without exceeding 40% of eligible costs. The scheme unfolds until the end of the year. Romanian President Klaus Iohannis on Tuesday attended the EU Western Balkans Summit hosted by Albania's capital, Tirana. According to a statement from the President's office, this is the first event of its kind held in a capital in the region, which once again shows the European commitment to the states in the Western Balkans. A declaration will be adopted at the summit to reflect the support of the European Union and of member states to the European prospects of the Western Balkans. The Romanian president is expected to state his country's support for EU enlargement based on the applicant's merits and to discuss the need to consolidate partners' resilience and European support in sectors such as energy, digital transformation, cybersecurity and migration management. The Romanian Defense Ministry is organizing Romanian-American cooperation activities on women, peace and security. Events are held on the sidelines of a visit that the Guardian of Obama, led by General Shirley Gordon, is paying to Romania. The Defense Ministry pointed out that the UN Security Resolution on Women, Peace and Security, passed in 2000, acknowledged the strong impact that conflicts have on women and and the necessity of including peace processes addressing their needs and views. The 29th edition of the Gaudeamus Book Fair, organized by Radio Romania, opens on Wednesday in Bucharest. The event brings together 200 participants and a variety of editorial products on different formats for all ages and areas of interest, including music and educational games. The lineup features 600 different events and related projects. All stands are also available online on the gaudeamus.ro website. The fair is financed by the Ministry of Culture. 2 suspicious envelopes received Tuesday by the Ukrainian embassy in Bucharest were collected and will be checked, said the Romanian intelligence service. Recently, Ukrainian embassies in various countries have been receiving a series of parcels and letters containing explosive. On Monday, the Spanish police confiscated 3 more suspicious parcels sent to Ukrainian diplomats at a post office, said the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry. The ban on Russian crude oil that came into effect on Monday will not affect Romania, given that Romanian oil companies have found alternative sources and are no longer importing from Russia, said Energy Minister Virgil Popescu. He added that Romania's oil companies and refineries have already been processing only non-Russian crude oil from early as last week. Christians celebrated on Tuesday the feast day of St. Nicholas, one of the most popular saints and bringer of gifts for children. St. Nicholas was a bishop who lived at the beginning of the 4th century in Myra, and was known as a generous man. Most of his relics are embodied in Italy, while part of his hand is preserved in the new St. George Church in Bucharest. Around 800,000 Romanians are named after the saint. And that was...
Romania does not depend on Russian oil, Bucharest says. I'm Ana Maria Popescu with more details in this report written by Daniela Budu. Romania no longer relies on Russia's oil, and the ban on imports from that country, which took effect on Monday, will not affect us, because oil companies have identified alternative resources and are no longer buying crude from Moscow. The announcement was made by the Energy Minister Virgil Popescu at a press conference in which he reiterated that Bucharest has enough oil and natural gas reserves to see this winter through. Moreover, the minister said ever since last week, oil companies and refineries in Romania have only processed non-Russian crude. Virgil Popescu.
Nu avem probleme cu aprovizionarea cu gaze naturale a României și ați observat că România devine deja încet un...
Romania has no natural gas supply problems, and you may have noticed that it is gradually becoming a world hub. Gas is being taken via Romania to Moldova, to Ukraine, and to Hungary. In other words, Romania is on its own path, on the European path. It is a natural gas producer and a future natural gas exporter, and will ensure both Romania's and the entire region's energy security. We have no gas supply problems this winter as well, and Romanians must know that we have no problems in terms of the oil reserves, of fuels, of natural gas, and of electricity. In turn, the general manager of the Transgaz Natural Gas Transport Corporation, Ioan Sterian, vowed that there is substantial domestic gas output and that Romanians have no reasons to fear they will be left without resources this winter. On the other hand, the shortage of firewood for household heating was discussed on Monday in the Chamber of Deputies. The Environment Minister, UR party in opposition, to speak about the problems caused by the woods and to explain why the legal framework is unchanged, although the ruling coalition promised they would amend a previous government order. Tanjos Barna said the government's priority was to protect citizens, but admitted that the effects of the emergency order were not as desired. According to Tanjos Barna, the Rom Silva National Forestry Corporation and private owners made available this year over 1 million cubic meters of firewood more than in 2021. He also added that the price of firewood varies from one region to another, which is why it was capped at 80 euros per cubic meter, and Rom Silva also took measures to ensure firewood for next year as well. Tanjos Barna.
Am făcut un plan de investiții prin care vom crea 178 de noi
We have put together an investment plan under which we will create 178 new firewood storage facilities and will upgrade the 240 existing centers operated by Rom Silva. In the next 2 to 3 years, we will have an investment budget of over 60 million euros. The AUR leader George Simeon said the